first of all, tell us about this deal that you've done for the ground and what it means to Bury.
Well, for me, what it means to Bury is to try and create the financial stability within the football club. We all know 6 months ago the club was 12 hours away from going out of business. And part of the remit that I wanted to try and do is to try and get the club on a financial footing that it doesn't have to have them dark days again. So by looking at opportunities to create revenue, one of the ones that we looked at the start of the season was to get stadium naming rights. So we wanted to get the right brand on board, and we feel we've done that with JD Sports.
So do you think people are actually going to stop calling it Gig Lane and call it the new name?
I think a lot of people will always call it Gig Lane because of that's what it's been known. But you know, we've got a brand here that we're trying to work with JD Sports, who are a professional company and a local company that's done extremely well. And that's where we want to work with them companies to try and make it a success as well. So I think people will call it over the Gig Lane, but I'm sure people will get used to calling it JD Sports as well. The
money that comes in from this, is this just going to stabilise and keep the club going, or is there going to be money now that's going to be spent on players, etc.?
Yeah, we're always looking to recruit players. You know, we're always looking to try and work with players, work with the management team, to bring players in. So the money will be made available, you know, to go recruit better players, because our aim, as I've always mentioned, over the next 5 years is to get us into the Championship. So by doing that, we've got to heavily recruit in the team. We've got to bring the right quality in to get us out of this division. But the only way I want to get out of this division is by promotion.
Can you put a figure on it, or do you not want to do that?
No, we can't put a figure on the deal because we said to JD, you know, we wouldn't put a figure on the deal, which is right with them as well, because you know they're involved with other clubs as well. But I know from other deals that stadium naming deals, this is you know a huge success. It's the biggest deal that the club's done financially on a commercial deal in its history.
Is it enough to be able to now make better use of your pitch? Because obviously you had a problem with the game being called off, and not only have you got your own games here, you've got FC United, and I know recently Huddersfield Town played a reserve game here, so that can't have helped the pitch, can it?
No, the pitch is an issue because when they did the drainage here a few years ago, they've actually wrapped it in a membrane, I believe, which stops drainage from soaking the water away. So there is a cost there, and it doesn't. The water actually sits underneath the pitch, so it's not draining away. And when we've had the bad weather that we've had over the last few weeks, it doesn't help. But obviously we've got responsibilities with FC United that we've taken on this year. That they're in the final year of their agreement with us. But in the summer we are going to be relaying a new pitch and a whole new drainage system as well.
But there's a worry now that for the rest of the season, if the heavy rain continues, you're going to have more games off.
Yeah, we've got to try and look at the ways. We've invested in a new bit of equipment that's also to try and break the soil up. So that comes in next week. So that will help to try and soak the water away. But it doesn't help when the drainage system is not working as it should do.
Now, you said that Ronnie Jepson's got the job until early in the new year. Do you feel that will continue on after that, or is it too early to say?
It's too early to say for us, really. What we wanted to do is we said we wanted to create stability within the playing squad. The senior players and the players there was all behind Ronnie. They enjoy his training methods. He's changed one or two things around, and we feel like they're all behind him. We actually thought we'd turned a corner when we played Wycombe. You know, we were superb down there. We could have won the game 4-5-1. But we had a frustrating performance against Torquay in our last outing, and you know, there's nobody more frustrated than myself and Ronnie that we didn't get the results that we do. But this division's that tight. You know, we're 11 points off the playoffs, 15 points off top of the league. So if you can put a run of games together, which you can get 4 or 5 wins under your belt, then you can be right up there.
The sceptics obviously would say, well, you've got somebody in mind for later, and that's the reason you've done what you've done. But it's just to give him an extended trial, effectively, is it?
Yeah, it's to give him an extended trial. You know, we've wanted to be fair, and you know, if you bring another manager in now, all they're going to do is use the excuse saying, well, these aren't my players, these aren't my players. So if they do that and they come in and results don't go their way, Ronnie was never going to use that as an excuse. Ronnie was never going to turn around to me and say, you know, these aren't my players. This is a case where Ronnie says, well, we've got to get the best out of these players. So we've tried to make sure that the squad of players that we believe that we've got the strength to be in the top half of the division, and it's Ronnie's job to get the best out of them.
Has been a chairman all you thought it would be before you took on the role?
Yes, yeah, it has really. It's interesting because you never really understand the business until you're actually in it. So we've had now 4 or 5 months, and the unfortunate part about it, you're still finding things that are coming out of the woodwork. You know, there's invoices that have been left from the previous regime that we've had to pick up and pay. You know, and that's difficult for us and the board of directors, because we're trying to run this now in an efficient business so we can move forward and progress our plans to get us into the championship. By doing that, this year we always said was going to be the hardest year, because there's players that are now left the club, but unfortunately we're still paying for them people. So, and we will be for the next 4 or 5 months, and they're not giving any benefit to Bury Football Club. So that's frustrating. But this year we'll get where we want to be, and hopefully we still have the aspirations of getting in the top 7 as a side. Certainly Ronnie has them aspirations as well. So hopefully over the course of the next few weeks we can get some positive results on the pitch and move up the division.